Hello friends, welcome to this session of Learning R, and in this session we are going to plot a dual axis plot using ggplot2 approach. In my previous video we plotted dual axis plot using base R approach, but in this session we are going to use ggplot approach. And one of my friends asked me that he wants a plot like this, and this plot is from journal Land. It's a MDPI journal, and that issue volume was 12th volume and issue was 4th, and I think the page was 365. We are in our studio, and this is the output of my practice session, and for this I created this data using that rainfall is equal to R norm normal distributed 1066 values we require to encompass all these dates, and that mean of that rainfall will be 35, and standard deviation will be 40 to get bars of considerable height. And from these also I used that if else function to filter out the negative values for rainfall, because negative values were not there in the original plot. And these libraries are required: ggplot2 for ggplot function, ggsci for the scale, and we may not use this also, but I incorporated that too, so that you can incorporate scales from journals like NPG, BM, all those. But here I am using manual scale, and then library scales is also I used to scale the axis properly, because here we require to scale the x-axis as date, and that function will get from that scales library. If you have not installed these packages, you can install this going to tools menu, install packages, and when the dialog box open, type there the name of that package scales, and here like this scales package is there. You can select that and click install, package will get installed. And in the data I created a data frame with a date object. I use sequence as dot date. This is the minimum date, that 2014 June 1st, that will be the date minimum for sec value, and maximum value will be this one as date 2017 May 1st, and the dates will be separated by day. All the days will be there. I will run this so that you can get that we have got the date values, and all these date values are there. And this I incorporated into the data frame named data. Max temperature I used uniformly separated one, that using runif function 10,066 values I want. Minimum will be 25 and maximum will be 40. For minimum temperature also I use the same runif function, uniformly distributed values I will get. 10,066 values I want, minimum of that will be 10 and maximum will be 25. I will run this so that you can see what values are there in the minimum temperature. And rainfall, now I converted rainfall I selected from rainfall which are positive values only, using this if else function. Rainfall greater than 0, then the value will be written, and if rainfall is not greater than 0, then 0 value will be put. That all the negative values will be converted to 0 values here. I will run this, and then we'll see the data, and this is the data. And if we want to see the structure, str data, that I had to remove the caps, str data, and this is there. Data is a date function, date format, and that format will be year, month and date. Then max temperature is there, number, it's a numeric one. Minimum temperature is a numeric one, and rainfall is numeric one. You can see summary also to understand more about that data. Summary, and all the summary of 3 variables is there. What is minimum date, maximum date, max temperature, minimum temperature, all those values are there. And for rainfall also, rainfall minimum value is 0 and maximum value is 185.277. Okay. We actually require around 275 or 247, but that value is not there. Let it be. Now we'll start working on our ggplot to get ggplot, and for that I will call for the ggplot function. My data will be data, and when I run that I will get a canvas. Now I will add aesthetic mapping. X-axis I will add only, that x-axis will be date, and you can see that that date is getting that x-axis is getting scaled as per date. We'll customize that to get dates for month also, but that's little later. Then next we'll go for the geom, and first we'll plot the geom point for this max temp. Therefore AS y axis is equal to max temp, and by this we'll get points here, and now on that we'll add line also, and for line we'll use the same code I am copying here, but I have to be careful about this plus symbol at the end, otherwise I will not be able to run that. And here geom line I will put, and now when I run that overlap will be there. The second one I will go for again the same, all the code I will copy, remove that plus at the end so that I can run it, and instead of this max temp I will go for minimum temp. I will go for minimum temp and we will run that. And now we have both this here with us. We will go for geom call for rainfall. Geom call bar plot we require for rainfall, and again the AES y axis is equal to I will put there the name of this variable rainfall, and we'll get a bar plot for the rainfall. Don't bother about colors because here colors will modify, add little later. Okay. Now I want to scale these bars to fit the limits of this, that 0 to 150, this is for bar, but I want that to fit for the temperatures one, because on left y axis we are using, on main y axis we are using the scale suitable for the temperatures. To make this scale equal, we'll divide rainfall by 275, which is maximum of rainfall, and multiply that with 45, which is maximum of the temperature axis. And that you need to remember that you have to divide your right y axis variable with maximum of that right y axis variable, here that is rainfall, and then multiply that with the maximum of your left axis, and that will make the scale equal. And when we do that, you can see here what happens to our plot, that this temperature goes up, and at the bottom we can see the bars. Now we'll add our actual secondary axis, and that to add that we will use scale underscore y continuous, because continuous data is there, and there first we'll go for the naming of the left axis, and that is maximum and minimum temperature, and that is degree centigrade. And to get this degree you need to go to ChatGPT and find out that special character for that degree. I have got that in my practice code. I'll copy that and we'll paste that here, and that degree is there. We'll run that to see whether our left is got axis is got getting labeled or not. That has got labeled. Now comma will have limits of that axis, limits is equal to C, and that will be 0 to 45, and those are the limits, 0 to 45 limits we have set. And now I will just bring that to new line, and there we'll have secondary axis, secondary dot axis, that function is there, argument is there, and to that argument we'll use the option second axis only. And remember here that apostrophe is there, you will get the command completion, therefore no issue will be there. In that secondary axis we'll first name it, or no, we need transformation. The first argument is a transformation, and that transformation is a formula, that is all the values we multiply by 275. This time we are multiplying by 275 and dividing by 45 to make these values correspond to the axis. And when we run that, you can see what happens to the axis scale. The secondary axis is there, and we can see the axis scale up to 275. Now inside the secondary axis only, we'll name that to rainfall in mm, and we'll run that, and you have the, now we will define the color values for this temperature variable and for this bar plot variable or rainfall variable. And for that, as this temperature variable is continuous one and color one, scale color manual will define there, scale color manual, and first argument is values, and these values will be the color values, and that name will be max temp is equal to, and here we'll have to paste the color value, and these color values I will pick from the color picker, and I will try to remember the values from that graph, recollect those values from the graph. Color picker, I will go search from the Google, and no, not from image, we'll just need the color picker, and this color picker is there. We'll need the color like this. This will be the required value. I will copy this hexadecimal number and will put that here for the maximum temperature, and for minimum temperature I will write again scale min temp, and that is equal to again the hexadecimal value, and this time little reddish value I will require, and brown, this value is, I'm copying that, and we'll put that value here. And now we need to add in this AES for max temp, color is equal to, I have to use this, I will remove the space and I will copy this there, color is equal to max temp, and the same thing we'll have to put here, color is equal to max temp, and now here in lower one, color is equal to that minimum temp, we'll use that there, and we'll copy this again as a color for this one, and comma. That's complete for the color of temperature axis. I will run that, and we'll see the temperature axis got colored, and we need to color now the bars, and for that, as bar doesn't have color, if we go for color, borders will get colored. Fill attribute is there, fill underscore manual, and again values is equal to C, and there rainfall will be the color is equal to, and we'll bring that color and we'll make that color as dark green, and here we'll have that AES only, fill is equal to rainfall. And if you have appreciated this plot carefully, you can see the legend has appeared. Now when we run this line, when we added that fill attribute, there will be the legend for the fill also. And now the next approach of us is customization of this plot to the required thing, and here we need to play with this date axis because the dates were there as months for each month, and for that we'll have scale x date we require, and for that name will not be there, and we'll have that as format is equal to %y dash, this 4-digit year will be there, %m 2-digit month will be there, and %d that date will be there, and breaks, date breaks is the argument for that, and we'll have that as 1 month. The space is not required, here space is required, but before space is not there. And when we run that, you can see that date is getting some error is there. I will see my practice plot why that error is there. That date labels, not format, is the attribute. That attribute is the date labels, date underscore labels. And when we run that, we'll have the date axis, but we'll need to customize that further. And for that, we'll first change the theme of the plot. Theme is equal to classic we will use, and then plus theme legend position we will change, legend dot position, legend dot position is equal to top will have as that was there in the plot. And when we run that, you can see that legend is there at the top. T shall not be capital, top. We'll run that and the legend is there at the top. Now we'll change these labels. No, before that we have to change the x-axis orientation, this x-axis text orientation. Therefore, axis dot text dot x, and the element is element text, and we'll have their angle is equal to 90 and horizontal justification is equal to 1 to get the labels like this. And now we are almost complete. We just have to adjust the names of this, and for that we'll have labs is equal to labs, not is equal to, x is equal to, we don't want that date label there, then fill is equal to, we don't want label for fill, and then color is equal to that temperature, and we'll run that. We need to have this in inverted quote, I forgot that by mistake. Run that, and now the plot is complete there. We have the legend for bar plot, we have the legend for these temperatures also, and that's the dual axis one. By using breaks, we can change the scale of these two also. I will not do that in this video. We'll stop here for this session. If you have liked this video, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel if you are not subscribed to it, and click notification button to get notification of my new videos. Thanks for watching.